started summer last year, where I successfully completed my summer. Went to Tenerife for quite a few weeks here. Tenerife? Tenerife? It's like a magic word, isn't it? I got the accolade, as Tom found out from doing all the stats, as the company's most improved fundraiser. I'll talk to you a bit about that later on. Thank you very much. So throughout the summer, I learned a key skill, hard work. Most people don't think it's a skill. To me, I feel it is something that you need to learn. And yeah, it was a really big penny drop for me. So I came back for more, and now I'm part of the full-time team. Why is what I'm going to be telling you guys today important? I want to let you guys know that the only thing standing in the way of your own progress or you attaining the goals that you want are these guys. Yourselves. We are our own barriers to success. And so hopefully by the end of this presentation, you'll have a few tools that you can use to break down these barriers and go on to even motivate your fundraisers as well to get them to achieve the results that they want. Is that good? And so the title of today's presentation by me is The Route to Gold and Beyond. So let's start with a bit of background. Champions Life Academy is a value-added company. Why are we a value-added company, Jamie Bear?
Because we have value.
Fantastic answer. Quite what we're looking for.
Yeah.
See Simba looking a bit scared. Should I ask you, Simba?
You're a value-added company.
Yes, we are.
What do you mean by that?
As in, we are rated a value-added internship. Does anybody want to give it a shot? Go on.
You mean you take in students and then you give them the necessary skills and tools they need to go on and perform better in different jobs?
So we're going on the right line. So what skill in particular is it that we give students?
Communication.
Communication? Close?
Sales.
Sales? People? Tom?
Leadership.
Leadership skills. That is what makes us be recognized as value-added. Doesn't look very nice. So what do you do? Anyway. But that's what makes us a value-added internship, because we teach leadership. And with leadership comes the necessity to be able to self-manage. And there's one way we all know and love, setting ourselves smart goals. And one of the goals you guys will be encouraging your fundraisers to set, of course, this summer is to attain gold. Look at those gold guys. Right, so traditionally, of course, we've had a lot more people attaining gold. I want you guys to think in your minds why that might be. And I also want you to think about how we inspire fundraisers to actually go out there and attain gold. So Christy, how is it that we inspire our fundraisers?
I think kind of make them do it for intrinsic reasons.
Intrinsic reasons. Okay. Looking for a bit more. Vicky, any ideas?
I guess they need to have their own reasons why. Like maybe they really want to Tenerife, maybe like they want to show goods that they can sell or they can communicate with people. So it's about helping them to realise why they want it.
Definitely. You said the key word there. It's mainly about this. Holiday to Tenerife. When you talk about gold, you always talk about Tenerife, isn't it? You want to see yourselves on that beach, on that holiday with all your friends, success. Yeah, a lot of people recognizing themselves there. Yeah, Tenerife is the main bargaining chip for motivating your fundraisers to go out there and get gold. And here's an artistic impression of every single person that has hit gold standard since 2012.
That was lovely animation.
Thank you. Did you like that curtain?
Oh my god, I missed it. I was right.
You missed it?
Oh.
You should. Check this out, check this out. Everyone pay attention, pay attention.
I'm endorsing you for presentations.
That is sick.
You guys might be able to recognize yourself, like this frog down here. These guys having fun, best friends. These guys. Anyways. Gold is just the beginning, guys. What about the rest of the awards? What about platinum? What about diamond? Let's focus, guys. What about platinum, diamond, and millennium? You know, the bigger awards. Why should we set our standards so low at gold? Sorry, Jay.
That's fine.
Cool, yeah. Yeah. Why are we setting our standards so low? And back in the office, we scratched our heads a bit, done a bit of research. So what we went and did was to plot every single person's results from 2012 to 2014, and every single person who finished the program, and the number of donors that they got. And we came up with this sort of boring looking graph. But actually, if you take a closer look at this section, you start to realize something. Lena, what do you see?
There's like maybe? No, 90. There's the middle is like the average is close to 90.
Okay, not really quite what we're looking for. It's close, it's close. We've got a hand up. Ross?
Sharp rank line.
Yeah,
I think we're
definitely.
getting closer to 90 than really going for it.
Most certainly. There's a big increase in the gradient in the graph at this point. Does anybody have any idea why that might be? Simba?
It's that exponential curve, isn't it? So you'll find that when people have that
Willpower.
they sort of strong towards it.
Okay. Ed?
So on the x-axis there, you've got
People?
from what I understand, individual people. So what you can see there is there's actually not a huge, there's bigger jumps between the number of donors people get between 70 and 80. So less people get 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So you can see that people are pushing towards a certain goal.
As Lena said, belief barrier. The way I saw it was that these individuals are aiming for something, but they're not quite hitting it. So these guys in this region want to be up here, but they're just not quite making it. Because gold's the award, right? And that must be what they're aiming for. But unfortunately, they're not making it. And there's a couple of reasons why that might be. Us, as managers, can be part of that problem. Yeah, we've got expectations of our fundraisers, of course. So what we tend to do is apply a bit of top-down pressure on them. Not necessarily with a hammer, but you know, a bit of expectations can create pressure. But actually what usually happens is that it's within the fundraiser that this pressure comes. And so at the office, we came up with the name for this, something called award pressure. Because we saw something particularly interesting when fundraisers are about to attain an award. I don't know if you guys can remember back in the summer when you're about to hit gold, for example, you're on 89 donors. You wake up in the morning, today's going to be a good day. You knock, you come back home with this guy. Dinky donor. You get home, you're not feeling too bad, it's only one donor. Things can't go that wrong, can they? So the next day you go out, you knock. Still go home with this guy. And that is just an example of what award pressure can do to an individual. So you guys, as managers, are going to want to preempt this sort of behavior from your fundraisers. And there's a couple of key things that you can do to help them not only hit that award, but hopefully smash through that barrier as well. The first thing you want to do, of course, is encourage them. Tell them you're doing all right, doing a good job. I'm proud of you. Let them know that you're in their corner. The second thing that you want to do, of course, is remind them. You want to remind them that this award is achievable and it's something that they can go out and do. What tends to happen is that individuals start to donor hunt. So, for example, they become less efficient. So, knocking on doors, looking at people's expressions, saying, "Oh, this guy doesn't want to donate," so they move off to the next door. Instead of taking objections at the approach, in the show, in the close, they just want to smash through it, knocking more doors probably, and being very, very rubbish in their efficiency. But that's not all, of course. Going back to the graph, the reason why most of these people end up in this region can't be simply because of award pressure. Or can it? It can't. Yeah? Oh, 75 minutes. take your word for it. Cool. I'm going to tell you a bit of a story about a guy we all know now. Tom Exel. Well, as some people know, Tom Exelby's story is a bit of a sad one. Unfortunately, first period cup, as he told us already, he missed out by 0.03. Final period cup, his team came second. Top manager, unfortunately, Tom came fourth. At the awards ceremony, the top 3 managers were celebrated that evening. And finally, for the final period manager, Tom came second. To Jack and I believe it was.
Yeah.
By only 3 LTDs. By only 3 LTDs. So you can see how Tom, unfortunately, great example, finds himself almost hitting the target that he wants to, but not quite getting there. But I know for a fact that that's the reason Tom joined the 4-time team, because he saw an opportunity for growth there. He wants to come back and prove to himself that he can actually do it. Isn't that right, Tom? You're going to smash this song, alright?
No, we're there.
He's going to win it! Go on, Tom, alright, so talk less of Tom, let's talk about me. Yeah, I got the accolade of being the company's most improved fundraiser, but I only ended up with 91 LTDs. Not a huge amount. I know quite a few of you done much better than I did. But where am I going with this? It's not a coincidence that I hit 91 LTDs. It's only because I set my barrier at gold, at 90. Yeah? So I was only ever going to hit 90, just above it, or maybe just below it. So what you guys want to do is be able to get your fundraisers to not only hit their awards, but smash through it as well. And there's a couple ways we can do that. So just to reiterate, we have a problem. Every year we have fundraisers, we almost get the award, but don't quite make it, unfortunately. And that's because they're starting to slow down. They're starting to see the finish line, and they're doing this. Get that guy. What's he doing over there? Finish line's over there. And so, one of the ways we can actually motivate our fundraisers to perform a lot better is by doing this. Moving the finish line further ahead. Who thinks that might be a bad idea? And some of you are thinking, hold on, that's crazy. They're just gonna, Luke, that you had a...
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? You're not sure? No. Yeah. Simba, did you
If you move it like too far away, then it seems just as unattainable.
Definitely.
So, it's the dream thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Luke, please. Simba made a very good point. If you move it too far away, your fundraiser is certainly just going to give up on the race. But actually, there's a way in which we can move the finish line a bit further to get our fundraisers to do this. Yeah? Move a bit closer to it. Now, if you remember, the finish line originally was here. But now the fundraiser has already crossed that finish line and is now looking to the next finish line. I'll tell you why. It's because of this. These horrible teeth. If you print this image and hold it in front of your fundraiser, it will scare them. Aside from that, how is that relative to what we're talking about today? In dentistry, this is called attrition. Yeah? Rotting of the, I can never say this one, enamel?
Yeah.
Enamel, whatever it is. Rotting of the enamel. And yeah, but in Champions Life Academy, attrition is all about donors, right? If you end up at 90, for example, you don't know how many people are going to follow through with that. So you need to be able to motivate your fundraisers by telling them that you need to smash the target, and that if you don't get above it, you could potentially be walking away like this guy, with nothing. Yeah? Their bonus. I'm so shocked. I don't have the clue what that's So yeah, their bonus is on the line there. So you want to be able to tell them that, are you going to waste your summer knocking all these doors, working all these hours, working so hard, and then walk away with nothing? So keep that in your notes. Make sure you use that. And there's something else we can use. There's two types of goals a person can set for themselves. If anyone can think back to Cell School last year, Al Brown done a speech. So there's two types of goals. Does anybody remember that speech? Luke?
Level 1, level 2.
Level 1, level 2, fantastic. So, level 1 goals. The why goals. Why am I doing this program? I want to get a better job. I want to get something on my CV, I want to get experience. My mum told me to. People come with all sorts of reasons. But what you want your fundraisers to actually start doing is setting themselves level 2 goals. And these are the types of goals that will get the best out of your fundraiser. So when you have your commitment chats with your fundraisers, you want to tell them, what do you think is going to get the best out of you this summer? And in that conversation, you want to hint at the fact that it's not about setting a goal for an award. It's about setting a goal for an award that's almost a lot higher than you expect. So that way you will smash your goal. So just to reiterate, guys, it's people that are the only factors that hinder our own progress. We are the ones stopping ourselves from going out there and getting the results we want. Yeah? And of course, to finish up, the dream goal for all of us, for your fundraisers, for everyone,
Should be called a high goal.
high goal, sorry, the new lingo we used to get. The high goal, the highest goal for all of us in this room, next year, is have maybe a room bigger than this one, filled with a lot more new faces and a lot more people, because that means we are continuing with the company and the journey of leadership. Isn't that right? Yeah. That's exactly what we want to do, right? Yeah. Come back next year, continue this journey of leadership. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abdul. Now, for those of you that are interested in such things, you might want to know a little bit about